and I never had no angst towards the locks.
Yeah.
But my problem with Al was that Al kept lying.
Yeah.
So we got him on back then. I forgot what DJs. One of the mixed coalitions of DJs.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't remember which ones. Anyway, 100 DJs, so we both got on the phone. He ends up changing the story 3 times, then he gets mad and hangs up. He could never tell the truth, because the problem was he wasn't telling the truth.
In the first place.
You know what I'm saying? So I just kept telling the same thing I'm saying now.
And
it was already documented with the case Slay.
And you doubled his rate.
Right, and I doubled his rate plus some. Because you remember, for 3 of a double, I think, and I don't want to demean the man. I think his rate was $1,500. So I was like, "Fuck it, I'll pay you $3,000 a beat."
Right.
I got a budget. You my homie. Plus, we the only West Coast out here like this. So, and I got a budget. Like Mike City, my homie. I got a Mike City record, which I never did. So I'm paying all my friends. Like, fuck it.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna never recoup anyway. So, matter of fact, real talk, we ain't gonna recoup. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna lie to you. The same shit they doing now, buddy ball.
Right.
Nigga, how much you gonna charge me? What? 10,000 because you my friend? Okay, charge me 17, throw me 5.
Did you ever?
That's what we was doing back then.
Right.
Did you ever speak to Kiss and Styles?
Yeah, I talked to Kiss about it. I talked to because I like I said, I never had an offense. I saw Kiss. It was one of the seminars back then.
Impact or something like that.
It was in Puerto Rico this year. Because that's when the Clips came out and did.
Grinding.
What happened to that? Well, I remember that. It flipped out like, the f is this? It's crazy. But and then Kiss came up like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Well, first his band walked up, and I was like, but I've known them before, you know what I'm saying? Maria Davis. So, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I don't let the ego.
Wow.
Maria Davis. That's second. Shout out to Maria Davis. Legendary.
Yeah, so, for me, I try not to let the ego get before the love of the craft or people I got love for. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been supported and helped by people, you know what I'm saying? So, my whole shit was, I did the right thing.
Did you ever run into Alchemist after that?
Of course I did. That's all different story.
That's all different.
That's all different story.
Disappointed in you,
That's all different
Alchemist,
story.
man. I like your beats.
20,
Now I understand the people that he be around.
It's 20 years later. My whole thing was like, bro, the record went, my album didn't even come out later on in that journey, that particular album, you know what I mean? So it's a lot. The shit came out the way it was supposed to happen, bro. Because my record would have been buried. But my shit is still documented. The K Slay shit, that mixtape, da-da-da-da.
It's anonymous.
You know what I'm saying? And for him to not just be honest, where he could say, hey man, we went through a thing, that was a journey, I learned something, you know what I'm saying? And this nigga doubled down, that beat, Ras never paid me. Like, bitch, we can go up to Capitol and go get the paperwork. I don't actually have the signed receipt now. It's physical paperwork or whatever. But bro, you took that check and cashed it. You agreed and were totally happy because I paid you more than anybody was paying you.
Right.
And he also said things about other people that if I ever brought that out, I'd throw them under a bus.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, I protect your secrets and you still treat the good guy like the bitch nigga. I don't really appreciate that.
I guess some people, they don't appreciate, those type of relationships.
Damn, white man, why you had to do that, man?
Nah, don't double down on it.
It's not a color thing.
But now I truly understand certain people that he be around. I truly understand it.
Just, after 20 years, because Nas, nigga, you hadn't sold Nas no beat back then. Like, stop with the magical. It's the Dave Chappelle when he was born and the nigga had a dick this big. Nigga's narrative is crazy. The nigga winning his new narrative is incredible. I did it by myself. I crawled out of my mother and then I sold crack and shot 18 niggas. Like, stop it, man. Just stop with the shenanigans, man.
It's not shenanigans.
That's crazy, man. Oh, man.
That's sad.
So that's that story.
That wasn't the first beat, though. Wasn't it something with one of Rick Rock's beats?
That was during the same album.
That was during the same album?
Yeah, that's the only time somebody ever sold me a beat and then flipped it.
What about Change the Game, the Jay-Z beat?
That wasn't my beat.
That wasn't yours, right?
No,
okay,
that wasn't
right,
me.
my fault.
I got the Rick Rock beat because like Jay had killed one. We knew Rick Rock. Rick Rock is the bass, so you talk about a 9-hour difference. So Rick Rock was just slaying them, but then they changed the game with Jay-Z. But the Dog Pound remix was going up. Then he had the motherfucking Fabulous records. I was like, God damn, I need a Rick Rock beat. These motherfuckers hard.
Right.
So it just so happened I was building an album out. I already had the Alchemist record, and I had this, and I had that. That shit. I would eventually, even on that the Golden Child record, I would get the Premier record and the Kanye record. But yeah, man, I was just building out a record, and I love the record as a street single. That's the way we saw the record. Right. And I remember the label was way before we knew Alchemist double sold the beat. They're like, you should put Exhibit on it. He had just went, bitch, please. So now Exhibit is platinum. I'm like, he didn't give a fuck about Exhibit. All these other songs he been on my albums, like y'all groupies. So and he's on 2 other songs on my album. Right. Why you want him on this song? Y'all groupies. So I'm not. I'm just because of that. I'm not putting him on this record. Right. The song's done, nigga. Did it on K-Slade and did it at Money Love and the other brothers. Well, I can't remember the names, but yeah, it was documented. It's done. It's documented. I think he tried to keep trying to do this. Like I never paid him. I'm not a bum. Like I said, my Ashkenazis was just as powerful as his Ashkenazis. Don't play with me. We can shut you down, bro. Right. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? We had motherfucking technically Beatles money at that point.
Did y'all ever reconcile or?
We got cool for a while, then he bunnied out again. And he started telling that narrative again. And my whole thing is don't tell the narrative because it's not true. Just say, I did some shit. I want to go into it too much, but I'm grateful when I learned something. But Ras handled his business because he tried to make it sound like me or my company, and like I'm bitter or mad at Jadakiss. Like get out of here. I'm my own nigga, my G. I'm good at what I do, and I can still be fans of people. And trust me, if I went in a different way, he would have got killed. I'm more than sure his face would not look the same if I would have
went about it a different way.
Right.
You know what
I'm saying? And there's more to that. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to tell the tough guy shit. But it's more like we had conversation. Trust that. I was a different nigga back then. So,
shout out to Rob.
I was definitely a different nigga.
I remember them stories.
Yeah, I wasn't.
What was those times like, and why?
When you're younger, you're invincible. At least you think so.
At least you think so.
Yeah, and plus, shit, we all know how that. Some good mornings you just wake up like, yo, I ain't really fought a nigga. I gotta see if I still got it. First nigga that say something, might as well get it this time. Right. Maybe I won't ignore it. You know what I'm saying? I never started shit. I'm a little dude, so I'm always been, and I'm a Watts baby, so I was always used to niggas testing me.
Right.
I like niggas make a narrative like LA, you gotta be in the gang or you a buster if you have to join the gang. You're not credible anyway. Right. So I grew up in one of the worst parts. I grew up in Watts, man. You got the basketball player, the comedian, it's probably one gay nigga. It's all, it's a neighborhood, it's a block. Right. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't want to bang, niggas ain't gonna make you. You just don't bang. Right. So I had a great childhood growing up. I found it very odd that I became a lyrical rapper as opposed to like a gangster rapper because I was always like, half these gangsters is busters and then some of these lyrical niggas will kill you. You know what I'm saying? Right.
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.